Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Okay, good. You want to move a little here so she can have her own to say? Good job. Okay, no talking. In the middle of the prayers, I can hear your whispers. So can you not talk, please? Thank you. Okay. So what we're going to do, we will start reciting from slok number again 20 to 30. Actually, we're going to do 31st and 32nd. So 21st, chapter 2, 21st to 30 to 32. That's what we're going to recite today.
We didn't finish the definition of 32.
Yeah, we did a little bit, but not.
Yeah, a little bit. Right?
Yeah, we're going to start from 21st, chapter number 2. Everybody is on the page?
What's the page?
2.21.
2.21.
Oh, okay. Come on.
You got it? Your page is different than everybody else. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna really
Stop
move
talking.
Please. How about Parthy? Can you come behind Krish? Please, let's do a class really without talking today. Neil, can you come in middle of these two girls? Thank you. Middle. Get up.
Like between
Get up.
Urja,
Move this side. Thank you. And
maybe Parthy should screw back and switch over.
no. Parthy, you want to move right behind Krish a little bit? There you go. So I can see you. And Sunday, you can come here in the middle of both the girls.
Can you move him there?
Where?
Him over there so he won't.
No, he will not disturb you. You disturb me, okay? That's it. You're not going to disturb your Didi. Okay, guys. So we're going to recite from slok number 21st to 32. And you all had lunch, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who missed lunch? No? So then I want you to sing like you already had. Your stomach is full. You have all the energy. Okay, we can do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with slok number 21st. Everybody is on the slok, right? And Alia, you know the page number, Raja? It is, what is the page number, Janvi? 84.
This one?
Yes, the 21st. You got it. Okay. Veda vinashinam nityam yaenam achyamavyayam katham sa purusha partha kam gatayati nyantikam vasansi jirnani yata vihaya navani grunati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jirnan yanyani sayyati navami dehi nainam chendanti shastrani nainam dahati pavaka
न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेद्योऽयमदायोऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोष एव च नित्यः सर्वगतस्थाणुरचलोऽयं सनातनम् अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयं यं विकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुमर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्यर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि अव्यक्तदानि व्यक्तमद्यानि भारत अव्यक्तानि दिनायेव तत्र का परिदेवनाम् आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति काश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद्वदति तथैव चान्य आश्चर्यवत् चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद चैव कश्चित् देहि नित्यं मयातोऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि स्वधर्ममपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्माद्युदाच्छ्रेयो यक्षत्रस्य न विद्यते यदक्षयचोपन्नं स्वर्गद्वारमपावृतं सुखिनः क्षत्रिया पार्थ लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्.
Great. So 32 tak. Only 32. Okay. So what so far last week we discussed was Shlok 31 and 32. We started with 31. So till now, till 30th, it was the knowledge, the gyan part of the Gita, right? Where it was giving a knowledge about yourself, what you are. So that was Vedantic part of Gita, right? We talk about gyan means Vedanta, right? So Vedantic part of it. Now Krishna is going to a little bit a different mode, different phase, where he's going to talk about Karma Yoga, right? But between Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, from 31 to 38 Shlok, he is actually there is an interlude. Means it's just a connection, a common sense thing that he is discussing to Arjun, right? So he is actually giving a lot of his answers that he asked before, just with a layman language. Like, hey, no gyan, no like hi-fi thing, no philosophically what you are or what yourself is. He's just giving a layman answer to a regular human being, saying that what you are, where you are, and what you need to do. So these 8 shloks are just the attuning between Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, right? So we're going to talk about Karma Yoga a lot because that's what a common man will understand, right? Jnana Yoga is very few people can understand. We already talk about this, that it's a ashcharya for everybody, right? Even if the people who study, it's a wonder for them, like the self-knowledge. Even the people who teaches them is a wonder to them. And even people who realize that there is, their self is Atma, they also are very much wondered what it is. So very few people can get that gyan part of it, like that knowledge part of it, right? I will answer you in 1 second. And then now Krishna Bhagwan is saying, okay, let's go and talk a little bit, different topics, saying, okay, let's talk about what a common person with this body and mind and intellect and doing everyday work, like, getting up, going to school or going to work, coming back, to eating, taking care of themselves, taking care of family around them. So let's talk about to those people who are, this body, mind and intellect. So Krishna Bhagwan is now talking about to a regular person who thinks that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this intellect, and this is my world, and this is my family, or this is my responsibility, this is my duties to do. So now how can I connect, right? So that's the question. Okay, now I can answer your question.
What page are you in?
We're gonna go on page number 30. Yeah, you are at the right place, Raja. Perfectly. We actually gonna revise 31 and 32, this one and this one, and then we will start this one. Okay?
So we're at this one?
Yes. So then we talk about on 31 what he starts saying that considering your duties. Now, what Krishna Bhagavan says your duty means the swadharma. We talked about swadharma last time. What is your dharma? And we talk about what? There are 4 ancient dharma, how the formula was given. What was the formula? How you can discover what was your duty? How can you figure out what was your duty?
First you study.
Yeah, so there were 4 stages of the life, right?
Yeah.
4 stages of the life, and then there was 4 castes, right? So which caste you belong to? Yes.
Married, retired, and now?
You're right. You got it.
Brahmacharya, Grihistha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, and Sannyas ashram.
Yeah. So there were 4 things, right? And there were 4 classes, 4 casteism, and then 4 stages of the life where you are. And
how to spell cast?
Yeah.
I didn't even look at it. So you guys did. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so they were always saying.
Can you write them on the board?
Yeah, how about we did that last time? Do you want me to write them up later or right now?
Just write Varna.
Just ask like
No, I just wanted to know. I just want to know the force. Can you write up? Like,
Yeah, sure. So you want the varnas? No, not the varnas, the ashrams, right? The brahmacharya.
Yeah.
Okay. How about I spell it for you, or you let me write it down. Brahmacharya. That was the first. Second one was
Grihistha ashram.
IHASTHASHRAM.
Oh, you messed up.
RAM. Second, third was
One brush.
One means, what was the one?
forest.
Forest. Good job, Nishi. PRAS.
STH and then ashram. And then
And then the
Sannyas
fourth
ashram.
was Sannyas.
SANNYAS ashram. Ashram. No, not H. Wait.
पूरा आश्रम लिखो. Ashram.
And then you throw the
So these were the
definitions.
4. Okay, stages. Caste were, what was Brahmin?
Brahmin, Kshatriya,
Kshatriya,
Vaishya, and Shudras.
Your position.
This one? Sannyas ashram.
You have to write the definition.
Okay.
Student,
So,
married.
student, married, having kids, everybody, and then retired, and then
Monk.
mom or sannyas, right?
Wait, the second one is married?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the 4 stages. And again, this was in ancient style, right? Where the casteism was important because everybody, what their father used to do, the son does the same thing, the daughter does the same thing, and they keep going on. But now it's not exactly the same, right? So we came up with a different thing that after this is okay, but then we talk about one more thing that swa dharma means one more thing. What did we discuss? You guys remember?
Wait.
Swadharma. There was another definition that we talk about. So dharma means lot of
Oh,
things.
inner nature.
Inner nature. Good job, Nishi. So proud of you, bacha.
Me too.
So inner nature, right? So your tendencies, you born with it, right? You are good at something, really good at something, and everybody has that. You know, some people get to know very early on that they are good painter, or they are good dancer, or they are good singer, or they are this, or they are that. But some don't know, and that's okay. No, everybody has to know that what they are, right? So don't worry about it if you don't know. It's not important right now what you are good at, right? So there is always something in you that will be there and you will be good at it. That's the tendencies that you are born with, right? So again, your duty also depend on your tendencies. You remember we talked about that Shawn Mendes is good in singing, but he has a duty also. What? John Mendes. Oh, Shawn Mendes. Right? So, what did we talk about that? That what happens? His duty is what?
To sing.
To sing is his
To be a role model.
To be a
be a role model.
Not do drugs.
not to do wrong things, right? So his special duty comes in that, right? So we discuss about that. So there is some kind of things that you have to. So do your duty. When we talk about it, the duty means a lot of things, right? It just not means like, oh, I have to do my chores. It's not about that, right? It's what your responsibilities are. What is your responsibility right now as a student?
To take
To
care
learn.
of
To
listen.
learn.
Yeah,
To learn and listen. Oh, that too. Take notes.
Listen.
To gain the
To
knowledge.
not cheat.
Right?
That's
To
to
gain
learn and
the
listen.
knowledge. Yeah.
Learn and listen.
To listen.
Just to gain the knowledge. That's what your responsibility. Your fundamental responsibility is to gain the knowledge, right? Now, you will say knowledge are very different kind of knowledges, right? Good, bad, right? So gain the correct knowledge. That's important too, right? Not gaining the bad knowledge, right? So that's what we discussed last time, and we talk about swadharma. Yes,
What did the first word mean?
brahmacharya. This is the student. When you guys are student, when before getting married, you are student. You are studying. That's why people, when we say that student, this life stays till you are in college. So from kindergarten to college, you come in this category, brahmachari.
Isn't it
After
like-
you finish college,
Isn't it like Brahm and then Acharya? Like Acharya is your teacher, and then Brahm is like
Great minds.
teacher
Teach-
of
no,
Brahma,
Brahma. Yeah,
right? And Brahma's knowledge,
Yeah.
teacher of knowledge.
Yeah.
Is your stage.
it's your stage.
I'm writing notes.
What's happening, buddy? You just have to look at me. You never look at your TV.
I'm taking notes for you only.
Okay. Okay. So what happens is that's what. So Krishna Bhagavan says on the 31st slok that you do your swadharma. Considering your duty, this is the best thing you got. You got an opportunity to fight a righteous war. A Kshatriya who get to fight in their lifetime a righteous war, what good other than this could be for them, right? This is their basic duty. So as a common human being, you have a duty to save your country, your community, and you got that opportunity. Why would you not take it, right? So he's trying to make him understand with the layman language that this is your duty, do it, right? Now that's what we say that, hey, we are not going for a war. Are we going for a war?
I don't think so.
We don't think so, right? Why do we read Gita? But Gita is telling like everybody, whoever is a common man, even if you are Kshatriya or you are Brahmin, or you are, doing other things, but you have a duty that you should be doing it, right? But that duty should be right duty that you are doing it. So for you guys, your duty is to gain the knowledge. So don't make a shortcut of gaining knowledge, right? Gain your knowledge. That's important, right? Now, we will discuss more about what happens. So, your duty is to gain knowledge, and what is the opportunity you got to gain knowledge?
School.
Right? School, and so many other things that you can do so many things to gain knowledge, right? So do not get a shortcut in that part. That's what your responsibility is.
YouTube.
So yeah, you should get your. There is a lot of knowledge. Netflix, I don't know,
No,
but YouTube.
Khan
do.
Academy.
Khan
Oh my
Academy.
god, let's go on Netflix to watch some documentary about sharks.
Okay, so we talk about it. So you know, in when I talk about Swabhava, the eternal or internal nature, when we talk about that, everybody is good at different things. Like in spirituality, guys, this is very important to know. In spirituality, also our behavior make a difference which spiritual path we need to pick, right? So there are many different paths. It's not just one path. There are many different paths on spirituality. So like somebody is really intelligent and they are very logical. Like, hey, why this, why that, what that? Which is the spiritual path will be good for them? The Jnana Yoga, right? To knowledge, to get the knowledge about everything, how this universe was created, what happened, who is this, what is this, this is what. If you are a logical person and want to know, then your spiritual path is Jnana Yoga, means knowledge of self, knowledge of starting of universe, all these things. Now you said, oh, I don't have that, you know, I don't care about the Jnana. I am very devotional. I want a God, and you know, just to take care of God, and God will take care of me, kind of thing. I have devotion towards one supreme God. Then devotion is your spirituality, right? The path you will take is the devotional spirituality. So everybody on your internal behavior, you can decide on which spiritual path you want to go. Now somebody says, no, what I feel really confident is what I am is to take care of other people, to take care of needies. Like, you know, there is so much pain in the world. I want to reduce the pain. I want to help other people. Then what path of spirituality you will go? Karma Yoga. Action. You will take action. You will do something for these poor people around you. So that is a spiritual path too. To take care of people, other people around you, that's a spiritual path also. So you will take that path. So there are so many spiritual paths, but what are you good at? You can go with that path, right? So again, Bhava also depend on that part. Now, another thing we discussed last time was more about, you know, that Arjun was taking this youth as a different mindset. He was thinking that I'm taking a revenge, it's for me, myself, and my family. And when he came to the battlefield, he got shocked because his other family was on the other side. So he's like, I am
You should do like a practice war thing.
doing,
Like
yeah,
a practice
rehearsal, right?
Yeah, so you don't get like.
Yeah, you can. But you know what? He got into that. But because his mindset was all on selfish modes, like, hey, this is for me, that's what made him shocked. As soon as Krishna Bhagavan says, hey, this is not for you, this is for your community, you are doing for others. And that's where his mindset started getting changed, because he is not doing for himself. So Vivekananda Swami said, right? The unselfish plays a bigger role. Unselfish deed plays a bigger role and give value later on. It doesn't come right away, but it gives value later on. But somebody has to be mature enough to understand that part, right? So that's what we discussed last time, that how Krishna Bhagavan changed the mindset of Arjun, where he was going through a selfish motive, and he changed it. It's not for selfish, you are doing your duty, and that's what you have to do, right?
So you finally understand.
Yeah, eventually he does. That's why the Mahabharata happened, right?
I'm so happy.
Then in verse 32, we talk about, like, you know, Krishna Bhagavan said, yes.
So, how did Krishna change Arjun's mode?
Yeah, by teaching him, by giving him all the lessons that what he could do and what he should be doing. Sanaya, would you turn towards me, Raja? Okay, thank you. Just sit towards me. Otherwise, I feel like you are looking at that.
I think Sean was the teacher today.
Okay, so what happened is on 32 verse we said, happy indeed that Kshatriya is. Can you look at me, Raja? Can you look at me? Thank you. Okay, so on 32 shlok he said, happy indeed that Kshatriya is, who get this opportunity to fight, do the righteous war, that's way he will open up his gateway to heaven. So Krishna Bhagavan again giving the answer where earlier Arjun said that I will not go to heaven if I do this fighting. Now Krishna Bhagavan is saying, no, you will go to heaven if you fight this battle, because that's the happiest moment for any Kshatriya, any fighter, any warrior. This is the happiest moment that you are fighting for a righteous reason. So, and then we discuss about Ishan's question that how do you give away everything, right? What is the happiness, and why it's so sad that at the end of your life in sannyasa, right? At the fourth stage of life, you give away everything. But why? What would you do? So we came up to, we talked about a little bit on Martin's formula, and that was what? You remember the formula of happiness?
I wrote it down. Pleasure plus engagement plus meaningful of life.
You literally got that from me.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
So,
I had notes and I forgot my book and I burned it wrong.
oh, that's okay.
Today's math.
Okay, so you know, I know that Martin Slang gave the formula is happiness is equal to pleasure, engagement, and meaningful life. But I feel like the formula should be pleasure is the least happy, engagement is more happy, and then it should be like this.
Yeah, but then if you add all them
No,
together,
that's the
then it
formula.
becomes
That's what
I'm just changing.
okay.
Just to put it together as a Vedantic aspect or as a full entire life aspect. Yes, ma'am.
What is the E and the M?
Okay. So this is pleasure,
Yeah.
this is engagement, and this is meaningful life. And I will give you a little shorter one because it will give you. So the pleasure is we are unhappy or we are not feeling good. We go eat a cookie, and that gives us pleasure, right? But it is very short pleasure, short time pleasure. As soon as the cookie is finished, the pleasure is gone. Yes, ma'am.
Then you take another
So what is the happiness thing again? So it's pleasure, engagement, and
Meaningful life. So and Nishi said she's gonna eat another cookie, right? So then
she's a beast.
then the cookie is done, then again her pleasure is gone. So after 5 cookies, I'm sure she will be exhausted eating cookies. She will not eat
Well,
any
then
more.
that's not Nishi.
But yeah, that's true.
Then you
But
have
after
milk.
you're full, after you're full, then you'll be happy.
Yeah, but you
then you
cannot
get
stay
all
happy
full.
for a long time, right?
but then you gotta go to the restroom.
Ah, you're right. And then Nishi, you have to go to the restroom. He said.
Pleasure consequences.
So you got it? So again, the pleasure gives you happiness for a short term. It is habit forming because next time you will need more. It will not be. Today I ate the chocolate chip cookie. It was okay. I loved it. The first cookie I ate it was
Where'd you
awesome.
get it from?
Second, third, fourth I ate it. Then I'm bored. Right? Then I need a better cookie. Then you eat a better cookie. Hey, I ate the cookie
But you
and
can't
then
go back to the first one now.
yes, right? So it will be always temporary and it will be habit forming, right? Sean?
What?
Are you
That
done?
was on. That was on. She said, what if you're allergic to cookies?
That's true. You will not get happiness. You will get happiness from ice cream.
You'll get a runny nose.
Okay. So then, okay, guys, come on.
That's not that word.
Okay, can we stay with the example as an example, not
Different
really
for
the
each
details?
person.
Okay. So what happened? I have to give him the answer till
Was
the
that
end today. We
engagement
did
or
not. So I need to because I want to clear his and everybody's mind towards it. So then, Sane, next thing is engagement. Engagement is when you get more, this engagement will give you happiness better than pleasure because engagement is what you do, what you like to do.
But
Right?
but
So
then
you are
mindful
involved.
life is better.
Right.
Meaningful, but can you let her talk?
So that's a good way. So then engagement, but engagement has also a little bit problem. It's gonna give you will keep doing the things that you love, but then you will burn out after a little while. right? So then you would need something else. So this will not give you complete happiness. This will not give you complete happiness. That's where the meaningful life starts, right? So meaningful life is when you do something for others. That's where the happiness, the real happiness starts coming, right? So when you start doing something else for others, the real happiness starts coming. And that's everlasting happiness rather than this and this, right? So now when we talk about meaningful happiness, when we do it for other people, right? So, I think he said what happens when you do. So when you start doing meaningful work, right? So there was a interview I was listening to. There were young people who were doing a lot of social work. They were interviewed by a monk, and he was asking these young people who are doing, like, somebody was actually having taking care of a lot of kids who were on the street in India. So he opened an orphanage and kept those kids with him, gave food, school, knowledge, everything. So one gentleman was doing all this. The other gentleman was collecting the old clothes and giving it to people who need from other people who were throwing the clothes away. So they had all these kind of different things that they were doing. So meaningful life they were living, right? So they said that, hey, don't you sacrifice so many things for doing this, right? So the monk asked the person who was comparing it, asked them, so you guys sacrifice so many things to live this life. I was saying to him, like, you give up everything. So he was asking, did you give up everything to get to the meaningful life? And everybody answered that there was no sacrifice. Why there was no sacrifice? Because you don't feel like sacrificing. Now what you are doing is you are giving your lower meaning to go to the higher meaning, right? So just an example, Mahatma Gandhi was wearing a thin dhoti, yeah, right, and just a shawl, right? That was his outfit. So when he was going to meet King George, you remember that episode? If anybody saw Gandhi,
It's a reality show?
no, there is a movie. There is a movie. There is a movie on Gandhi.
Is he actually in it?
No.
Oh my god!
It should have been like a documentary.
You think they had documentary back then?
They had cameras.
You think they're gonna make a documentary?
Yeah, so what happened is, listen to the story. That's more
Mahatma
important.
Gandhi.
No, that's what I asked.
Nishi, can we emphasize on the story and moral of the story and what was it? So when Mahatma Gandhi was going to meet King George, so what happened? He was, how the king wear, like they were all medals and badges and like suit and everything, and the a military hat on their head and all these things. They wear like such a good decent outfit, right? And Mahatma Gandhi was going in like just a dhoti and a shawl on it, right? So then one of the guy there asked him, Mahatma Gandhi, saying that, aren't you not wearing enough to meet King George? So Mahatma Gandhi laughed at it and he said, isn't he wearing enough for both of us? So he just made a joke out of it. So the moral is that, people who get into this meaningful life, clothes doesn't matter to them, right? Eating good food doesn't matter to them. So all these things they did not sacrifice. It automatically goes away from them, right? They don't care about it anymore. So when we talk about, giving up everything, it's not about giving up everything. It actually goes away by itself. You don't even care about them because you are doing a better thing than worrying about what clothes are you wearing, right? Or what food are you eating. That doesn't matter anymore, right? So when I say that you become sannyas and you give up everything, it's not about giving up everything. It's like itself you will be not worrying about it. Not worrying about wearing good clothes, staying in good houses, eating good food. It doesn't matter now what the mission or what the goal matters it to help others. That would be the bigger goal. Then thinking about, oh, what I'm gonna wear, or what I'm gonna eat, or where I'm gonna live. So everything goes away when you get to that meaningful life, right? Sunny, you had a question?
What?
You had a question? Oh, you were raising your hand, so.
Yeah. What's bad food? Like you said, good
Like-
food, like pizza.
Like
No, like
Not good and bad food. Like, you know, if I don't get every day, I don't get bad.
if you make it good, then
Guys,
I
guys,
say eggplant.
no, it's not about good and bad food. Good food is like all these, you get sweet every day, and you love sweets, and you bother about eating sweets, and you bother about eating cake every day. If 10 days pass
It's
by,
like
you
the
don't
cookie
get a
pleasure.
Coke, you don't worry about it.
So what is the cookie?
What's your
So it's like saying
Oh
that
my God.
the good food is like the cookie, but if you don't care about the good food,
Then you
so
just eat
if
the
you
same thing every day.
see,
and
I
Yeah,
can
it
give up
doesn't
clothes,
matter.
but
It
food
won't-
is really hard to give up, you know.
like, and it won't matter if you
But
don't
that's
get
what
it.
happens when you get to that meaningful life position. Raja, look at me a bit. I know she is prettier, but look at me. And you have to look at me all the
I was like
time.
Dutch degrees.
No, I didn't.
I didn't say that either.
I
Do
do
you see
not.
anyone else
I do not
listening?
agree.
Troubling?
Okay, good. Look at it. Okay, so guys, you understand that part. So that's how important. That's how meaningful life looks like. We cannot have that feeling right now because we are not into it, right? We are not at the point where people start sacrificing, and they said they never sacrificed anything because they enjoy that higher level of goal so much that these lower things doesn't matter to them, right? So when I was talking about giving everything away, is when you come to that stage, you automatically give away. That's more happiness in giving away than keeping.
Oh, like giving Christmas gifts. You
You
like
got it?
giving.
That makes more sense.
More sense, right? Now you understand what I was trying to explain to you that
It's
time.
not a sacrifice.
So that's about the happiness. So one of the guy in there who is running the orphan thing. So what happens is when I was talking about that something is in you always there, like you have some kind of great thing inside you, and some people get to know very early on, some people don't get to know very early on, right? So what happened, everybody says find your passion, find what you are passionate about. And it's a pressure for every kid. Like, oh, I am like 10 years old, I don't even know what to do. Or I'm like 15 years old, I don't know what to do. And it's okay. It's not a bad thing. So this guy, when I was listening to his interview, he said that he became an IIT engineer, which is very, from prestigious college. So he came out from a very important college in India, which he could have gotten a position right away, right? So when he finished his college, he wanted to, somebody said, hey, what are you going to do now? Which company are you going to join, or where are you going? And that struck him. He said, oh, what I'm going to do now? Like, what I want to do now. And he said, what is my passion? What I'm passionate about? I don't even know still. So he already passed the college. He was very intelligent, so he got a good college admission and everything. But still, he doesn't know what to do, right? So he was saying that what he did, he actually went back to the basic, and he said, because I couldn't find out my passion, I want to start with what I'm not passionate about, right? So he started with, okay, I can get a very good job in a good corporation. What should I do? Should I take it? Is that my passion? And then his mind said, no, that would not make me happy, so forget about it. So then the next question was, should I become a professor, like all these professors, and teach everybody? And then he said, no, that's not what I'm passionate about. So he kept on going and thinking about what he could do. Then eventually he think that, oh, there are 3 kids sitting on that corner of the street and asking for begging for their food. How about I take care of them? Is that making me happy? And that same day he decided, no, I'm going to take care of kids. Though he went to school and did such a big degree. And he took those 3 kids and said, I don't want to think about long term. Just let me take care of these 3 kids. And then he took them, he rented a house, he kept them, he gave them food, everything. And then slowly, he kept bringing kids in. And there are like thousands of kids now in his shelter, and he just not give them food and books and things, but he actually take care of them as a parent. So you know that. So they were asking what motivates you, and he said there are two things: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation was no, let's talk about extrinsic. I will come to you. Extrinsic motivation is like, you know how this organization will I get food for everybody tomorrow, or will I be able to educate all these kids? What will I do? Those were what will be the growth of this organization? So that was extrinsic. What was intrinsic was, you know, can I be like, you know, am I doing this right thing? Is this a right thing to do? And when the answer was this is the right thing to do, his motivation was automatically doubled, right? So it was all keep going on that I'm doing this right thing, let me keep doing it, right? So that's how these meaningful lives work, right? You got the point? Okay, what were you asking me?
How did he get enough money to take care of the kids if he didn't have a job?
Yeah, but you know, I would tell you that he was an intelligent guy, right? He did a very good thing. So I'm sure that he did something on the side to get money for this. That's how he
Probably took the original company job, even though he didn't want to.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it, right? Yes.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Okay. What were you saying? Yes.
Jesus traveling.
I didn't do anything.
But she's writing the pencil, right? Okay. Now give it to her. Okay, guys. So you got it? Vida, you got your answer? Now you understand what happens when you get a meaningful life? Okay. Let's move on, guys. Okay. So now let's go to the
Next slok.
next slok. Slok number 33. 32 we already did.
3.
You ready?
Are we on this one?
33?
This
Yes.
one or this one?
33. Where is 33? You got it. Okay, you guys are ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? Okay.
Atachetvam imam dharmyam
Atachetvam imam dharmyam
sangramam na karishyasi
sangramam na karishyasi
tata svadaram kirtim cha
tata swadharmam kirtim cha
hitva papam avapsasi
hitva papam avapsyasi
Together.
Atachetam imam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tata sadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam avapsyasi.
Okay. So, very good, Ansh. That was a good, very good pronunciation.
I know. I realized that was after I was
That's
going
okay.
upstairs.
So, guys, what happened? Like we talk about, pleasure and good, right? The decision. It is always two ways that the things will approach you when you make a decision. One will be side of pleasure, which in Hindi, if we talk about it, is prayer. I should write in your
I think it's
P-R.
In our hand, exactly.
Prayer.
It's prayer.
Prayer.
Shreya.
And next word is Shreya.
Shreya.
Shreya's my friend.
Prayer and Shreya. So prayer is
Happiness.
what?
Pleasure.
Pleasure. And Shreya is good. Good for
The heart.
community. Right? So you went about
If you know, you know.
My friend named Shreya.
Shreya?
If
Yeah.
you know, you
Spelled
know.
differently.
So guys, we discussed, right? Everybody remember the decision? What decision? Which decision we had to
Always
make?
choose good over pleasure.
Always choose good
That's like
over
engraved in
pleasure.
my brain.
Right. Good, great.
But are you gonna apply it? Probably not.
Yes, I didn't ask you. You weren't even there.
So guys, what happened is the person who doesn't doesn't make a decision towards Shreya, what happens to that? That's the answer in slok
Sin.
number 33.
So
They
Shreya
commit
over
sin.
Freya.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna put like
if somebody makes a decision to go with pleasure, what happens to them?
They commit sin.
So in this slok, what Krishna Bhagavan says, there are three things that's going to happen. If you do not fight this war, what are the three things going to happen? First, you fail to do your duty, right? So on 33 slok,
Dharma.
What?
yes, dharma, adharma.
Adharma.
So
Risha definitely didn't say that.
then fail to do your duty.
Fail.
You commit adharma.
So it says in there that adharma. If you don't do that,
Erase it properly.
that's okay. Second is, so there are three things
Ill
going to happen.
fame.
Loss of reputation,
Ill fame.
ill fame.
Wait, what are these three things?
So first thing is,
What is
you
it-
will
what
fail
is
to
it
do
for?
your duty. Second is,
what happens if
reputation.
you don't like do
pick Shreya.
if you don't pick
What
shreya?
does second mean?
Ill fame.
What
Ill
is
fame.
Ill fame means like you get famous for something bad. Like you do something bad.
Your
and
reputation.
have
You lose
something.
your reputation.
My reputation.
Ill fame.
Ill fame.
It's
Yes,
like-
Raja?
Is there a difference between elfin and infamous?
Ill
No, no.
fame.
Yeah,
Ill,
okay.
ILLFAME. Ill fame.
Oh, I just said loss of reputation. Does that work?
Yeah,
same thing.
reputation.
thought that said 9.
Like your reputation gets bad.
Yeah, you have ill
So
fame.
you won't go to heaven?
9L.
Yeah.
And the third thing is,
You
you
commit sin.
I guess.
Incur sin.
incur sin.
What does that mean?
Commit sin.
Everyone
Like
does
you
that.
commit sin.
You incur sins means you gain sin. Like sin means papa,
Yeah.
demerit. Yes, sir.
What is the second one?
Ill fame.
Ill fame. ILL fame.
That's like a Q. A lowercase Q.
That's a Q.
Yeah. Good job.
That is it I?
And then
Ill fame.
most people can't read cursive, and that's not
I
that
can.
good
Then
cursive.
stop poking me.
Okay, you got it?
Some people do. That's not that though.
You guys don't have to sit in the front and back, right, Raja?
Wait,
You
does that
come
say
here, sit here.
increase?
Yeah. Take it.
In cursive.
INCUR.
INCUR.
So there are three things that's going to happen if you don't do. Okay, you keep eye on everybody, okay? If anybody talks, tell me.
72 slows.
Okay, so sometimes when you incur sin, what happens if you deliberately know something is wrong and you still do it?
Also a bystander.
Huh?
Kinda.
What is it?
Like kinda like
If
a
you watch somebody
bystander.
Do
you
you
know?
done? Do
like
you
Like a
watch-
bystander of something bad.
Yeah.
If you just watch it.
Or watching something bad happening.
Do you done?
Raja book ko hi for jayegi. It's going to go, right?
Oh yeah, remember his mom took out the blindfold and she like did that to him before the fight
What?
in Mahabharata.
Oh. Duryodhan. No, Duryodhan is
No.
like
Duryodhan versus Bhim, and then I mean wait, yes.
I forgot
That's
about
okay.
it. I
So
wasn't.
guys, what happened here is what I'm saying that if you how do you incur sin, right? So sin is if you deliberately don't know you're doing wrong, then it's a different case.
That's
But if you really know that this is a wrong thing to do, you still do it.
isn't that like
in
prime
person.
example of Duryodhan? Because at the start you explained that Krishna goes
Yeah,
up
he-
to
He knew
Duryodhan.
But he still did it.
You said it's too hard to do the right
Right
thing.
thing. Yes, so he still did it, right? So that's what it is. Now, the other thing when we say ill fame, why does it matter to me what other people think about me? Loss of reputation, right? But in one sense, it's right. Why does it matter what other people think about me if I'm doing the right thing, right? If I'm doing the wrong thing, definitely it matters what other people think about me, right? The Kabir made a, Kabir was a poet. He was a spiritual poet long time back. I don't know, in 18 something. And he used to sing doha, like 4-line dohas. That was not in Sanskrit, it was in regular language. So he said that Nindak niyare rakhiye. It means, no, let me sing the whole thing and then I will tell you. Nindak niyare rakhiye, angan kuti chhavaye. Bin pani sabun bin, nirmal kare subha.
Oh, that
The
means
meaning
soap
of-
without water.
Yeah, without soap and without water.
Oh, right.
Right? So it means that Nindak niyare rakhiye. The person who criticizes you, keep them next to you. So what's going to happen is, without soap and without water, it cleans you. It cleans your behavior because he's going to criticize you. So you will make sure you will not do the wrong thing. Right? So without water, without soap, he's going to keep cleaning you if you have a critic next to you. Right? That's why the critics are there. Right? Who's going to keep critiquing. Yeah. So like sometimes your parents are your critic, most critic, right? Because they're going to say, you don't do it, you don't do it. And sometimes good friends are your critic. And those are the good ones because they are your good friends. People who are not critic and not tell you that you are doing something wrong. Then what happens? You're going to keep doing that.
They're fake. Exactly. I'm not
That's,
fake.
yeah.
Oh, what do you mean? Excuse me?
No, that. So you guys understand that it's very important for us to get that. So when we talk about ill fame, we still need our loss of reputation. We still need somebody who takes care of our. That's why we are social people, right? We need other people view matters to us. Right? Otherwise, we don't. We can stay by ourselves if we don't need society. But if we need society, we need the other opinions matter to us, and that's why. Yeah. So then, what is Krishna Bhagavan doing here? Krishna Bhagavan is actually telling what Arjun. It is important for Arjun, right? For reputation, Arjun, it was important for him. So he brought it. Like 3 things he said here. It's all important for Arjun. It's not important for Krishna Bhagavan. None of this is important for Krishna Bhagavan. But it is all important for Arjun. Because Bhagavan, it doesn't matter.
If God commits a sin,
He can't.
God will
Yeah,
never
he's too
commit.
perfect.
He's too perfect. That's why he's
That's
God.
why we were on Krishna Bhagavan's team.
So it doesn't matter to him, but he's telling this to Arjun because as Arjun, as human being, all these things matter to him, right? So he is worried about not having sin. He is worried about losing his reputation. He is worried about not doing his duty. So he's saying, if you don't fight this battle, which is for right reason, you will fall into all these issues.
And Arjun was saying that if I fight, I will fall into
Yeah,
all
and
this.
now Krishna Bhagavan is giving him an answer that if you don't fight, you will get the sin. Right? So that's why he was explaining this. Now let's go to slok number 34. You ready?
Yes. We have
Okay.
barely time.
wait.
This has to
Are you ready on 34?
Where is it?
Next page.
Oh my god.
Just flip a page.
What page is
I
it?
mean, he doesn't know how to.
Literally, we were.
I was in the bathroom.
Oh, nice.
97, Raja.
One page.
I'll get to 97. We are on
Oh, yes, you have to
34.
That mark is different. So.
Okay, I'm ready.
There's a line over the U. Is it up?
Line over U will make it
What?
right? Line over U.
Because when
there's
it's
a
line-
line.
Ooh, no. Line over you. No, make it ooh.
Ooh.
And then no line will be right?
Yeah, no line is no line is U.
Wait.
Okay.
No, it's always ooh. It's always ooh. I don't know, it's something else. For other letters than A, it's different.
Okay. Okay, let us read it. Sunny, can you turn around? You keep going there. Is Archie doing really good? Okay, tell. Anj, come on, let's go.
I mean, Sunny doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. He has to turn around.
Chalo.
Akirtim chapi bhutani.
Sunny. Everyone
yasyanti te vyayam.
Kata yesyanti te vyatam. Vyayam. My bad.
Sambhavityasya chakirtir.
Sambhavityasya chakirtir.
Maranada atirite.
Akirtir chapi bhutani. Kata yesyanti te vyayam. Sambhavityasya chakirtir.
That was the hardest book ever.
It was good. This is the 34th. Okay, so in this, Krishna Bhagavan says,
Dishonor is worse than death.
yes, people, yes,
It's fine.
Dishonor
it is. Let me finish this shlok and then we will take a leave. Okay, so shlok number 34 talks about akirti means dishonor. So people will start talking about you, that you ran away from the battlefield because of a fear.
What a baby.
Right? So that's the dishonor you will get. So again, these are all common sense things that Krishna Bhagavan is putting in his head. Right? What is important to him? Krishna Bhagavan gave all this lecture about self-knowledge, but looks like he's not getting it. So he actually giving whatever he asked. Arjuna asked, oh, I will be like, people will say bad things about me because I killed my own cousin.
He's like mentally manipulating
Right?
Arjuna.
Yeah. So he's changing.
We actually see where he's coming from. Because, like, imagine if you had to kill your cousins.
Oh yeah, now you are.
Now that you think about it.
It's every day, bro.
So
But
now
like,
what's
Krishna's like
happening?
mentally manipulating
Yeah.
Arjuna.
He's playing to his strengths. I mean,
He's actually. So what happening is when a teacher is explaining, but if student doesn't understand, then your teacher has to come to the student level to make them
He's like
understand, right?
playing with Arjun's confusion.
So he is not playing.
Not playing, but like
He is
putting his thoughts into
his-
Arjun's head using Arjun's confusion.
Arjun's words.
Yeah.
Also, Arjun's things that he is putting in. So now you are ready or not. Like, he's saying that as you said that other people will talk about you, but they will talk about you if you run away. If you run away, they will say, oh, you ran away because of fear. That's why. So you will get ill fame. And for people like you, ill fame is worse than dying. Right? So you can die with the honor, you will feel pride. But if you have ill fame and you have to live, you will feel very, very bad about yourself. Right?
People will be talking behind your back.
Right. Yeah. So again, so reputation is the worse than dying. That's what Krishna Bhagavan is saying. So again, how smart Krishna Bhagavan is by teaching this thing. He taught the bigger picture. Now he's coming to very small picture and taking Arjun as himself and talking about it. Right? So you guys got it? Any questions?
Yeah.
he deserves to be
No.
God.
No questions. We got it.
You got it? You got it? Everybody got it? Okay. But you got it. That's more important. Okay, guys, let's go and do the closing shlok. And then, any question, Ishan?
I saw that Krishna is really like twisting Arjun's brain into like really manipulating.
But Arjun's brain is not understanding the high level of knowledge. So he's trying to bring Arjun by coming down to Arjun's level and then raising him up. So it's not about manipulation, it's just coming down and holding Arjun's hand and bringing him up.
So Arjun's not understanding the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Rishu, you put this word as manipulation. Now everybody start thinking the different way. That is not the right word. That was not the right word to use.
Yeah.
He's actually coming to the level of Arjun's mind and then bringing him up, right? Okay. Chalo.
Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsa Charuna Mardana